pressure, all that lot. We're going to get straight to game one. We've got Mewtwo versus Corin.
Right, so we know Frog's a strong player, but he's not done a whole lot lately. Like we've just, I don't think it's just because we've not seen him around. Or maybe the rest of the North caught up because he was the top North player, like along with Magi for a while. But yeah, Mo mains Falcon and he mains Mewtwo.
Clanks with the tip of pin. That was quite a risky move there.
Now, losing to X as winners is, you know, I suppose that's okay.
Quite a painful experience.
But I was speaking to Magi about Mewtwo, and he said the similar sort of thing to what KJ said, and it's like, at a mid to low level, Mewtwo's like mega brain dead. But once you have to try and start getting to a decent level with Mewtwo, it's actually quite hard. But like, you know, his game essentially revolves around Shadow Ball charge, forward air, and down tilt. And like, he doesn't really want to ever be up close because he can't do a whole lot about it, which Frog's covering pretty well here by like staying shielding at the ledge and not letting him off the ledge. Alright, so that was a really bad nair from Mo. He deserved to get pinned there. See, it was 3 times already in the past half a minute. And I want to go back and see what I've just missed. See, that pin was because he committed in a place where Corin didn't even have to move to punish it. Yeah. So there's 4 times in that like the last 4 times in that bit there where he basically committed to a move when Corin wasn't there, and because of the way Corin works, I'll go back to it actually. I'll go back to the point where he got messed up. Okay, so here, in this position, you don't want to ever commit against Corin in a range from like where Corin's out of range, because the pin will work from like here, maybe a little bit further, but this is where pin will work. So we'll do here, big old pin. If you press a button, like if we like, we'll change color real quick. If you press a button and it like only reaches there, which is what down tilt does, Corin can whiff punish it with pin really easily. And this is what a lot of people find difficult about fighting Corin, because you're not actually allowed to commit at that mid-range where against most characters it's pretty safe. This is why Carnage struggles with Corin, because he likes doing that spaced forward air and shield. Most characters can't punish it, but Corin can pin out shield and it will hit him. So I feel like most of that stock, most of the damage that Mo took was from pressing buttons in a range where Frog could easily just look at the move, miss him, and then pin it. But if you look here, you'll see he down tilts, misses, and then Frog just sees the down tilt miss and pins it. And you'll see that happened a lot of the last stock, and I wonder if that'll happen more here. If you're gonna like do something, you need to make sure you actually hit Corin's shield, otherwise you're gonna get pinned, really. Oh, I like that challenge. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I just realised I've set it on the... Still got to set on the classroom. Hello, Kyler. Yeah, I feel like the fact he's whiffing stuff kind of goes, like, you know, overextending kind of goes in with that, because you're pressing a lot of stuff in places where it's really not safe. Should really be like a lot more conservative. Like, the funny thing is, Mo, you're actually quite conservative when you're in disadvantage state. Like, you don't just press stuff immediately for the most part. But once you
Just like I said, that front takes
once you think an opportunity is there,
the start.
you kind of like burn it almost immediately, and it is costing you a lot here.
40% on them. A little bit of range as well. Gonna be quite handy.
So you're gonna drop down.
A little bit of patience there, though, not
Okay.
straight away to get
Oh, that was actually kind of peak.
tip of him. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, as Kibzu said in the chat, which obviously you can't see this unless you're watching live, and I don't think Mo is. What a scrub. But he said about you're overextending a lot, which you are. It's how you're getting pinned all the time, and not really holding the advantage, which is again a pretty fair one. Mewtwo's pretty good at holding ground, you know, as a whole. So if you manage to if you plant yourself at the ledge when Corin's trying to get off the ledge, obviously you have to be careful of immediate ledge jump pin, because that's kind of a really annoying situation to deal with. But it's not like the most. It's not the most difficult thing in the world to counteract.
Okay, so we're going to get into game 2 here. We're going back to Smash Bros. Same characters, same picks. We'll see if Mo can learn from his last game. Convert him into a win.
See there, like you were kind of mashing up down tilts when they weren't actually gonna hit. By not pressing stuff at the ledge when they've not pressed stuff, you pretty much scared them immediately. Here we go. You literally just did the thing I said about.
Okay.
Missed down tilt, pinned. Stop whiffing. It's not good. It's never really good to whiff unless you're doing it with the intention of baiting them to try and punish the whiff. I do it a lot with against characters like Fox, where I'll intentionally nair when it won't hit. But the thing is, I'm out of range for them to punish. But you're just doing it right in a range where they're going to be able to punish you.
I mean, this is looking like just a battle of who spent more money, killed their characters.
Nice.
That was
And I reckon that was a misinput on with the double jump. You didn't mean to do that.
nice.
But I want to point out that you don't ever have to whiff stuff with Mewtwo, because your short hop air dodge, like an empty short hop air dodge, is such a strong tool for false pressure. If you do a short hop air dodge, they have to respect the fact that a forward air can come out, so they're not going to approach really. So it's not like you have to whiff down tilts and forward airs to scare your opponent. Just doing a short hop air dodge is absolutely amazing, and that was a really bad landing, which you've done a few times. You're running into them, running off the platform. You never you're always just dropping yourself right on top of him. You look back in the previous game as well, and you literally you got pinned for just dropping yourself on top of him. There we go. You committed again. You come in, you whiff something, and he pins the end. That is literally where you're losing all your damage. You taking all your damage. Oh, that was really bad, dude. You are actually overcommitting so hard. It's a shame because oh. That was kind of peak. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, the set's not over, so I'm hoping that this changes. But that was pretty bad, dude. Almost pointless camera change. Nice.
This might be a better pick for Mo just because he's able to get some quicker kill from perhaps up throw. It's all going to be dependent on how well he can build the centre in comparison to.
Alright, let's see how you get off the ledge. Yeah. I'm assuming you're trying to do the double jump shadow ball thing. Yeah, that. Which is good. If you can do it, it's good, but just don't mess it up, I guess. Alright, that was decent. I don't rate. I mean, I understand going for the down air, but I don't rate going for it in that situation because you really didn't have the time. Back throw, yeah. That was actually a terrible pin from Frog. Dude, Frog, what are you doing? Yeah, you're dead, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of fading into him with a lot of air dodges, which is obviously isn't terrible, but like if you've got him to, but you have to. That has to be when you've got him to a point where he's scared to actually do something. At this point, every time you've done something, Frog's actually punished it. So you're not like, it's not almost like you're not spacing your stuff properly. I mean, I understand you're winning this game at the moment, by the way, but it's, yeah. Nice read. Oh, you made the right read there as well. Just. Yeah, that was good. Keep stage control. Back throw, yeah. Yeah, that was really reckless from Frog. So still the main thing is that you're being really aggressive in positions where you don't quite have the right to. You need to be a lot more controlled with the way you're playing, because I feel like this sort of slightly aggressive Mewtwo, the stream keeps freezing, you say. Keeps freezing. 1 second. Oh, hello. There we go. Alright, well I dropped the bitrate a little bit, so that should make it better. Anyway, getting back to this match, so... Yeah, that probably just slightly... It's probably just... Oh, I know what it is. Still a Discord open, that takes up a ton of my computer's power. See, you whiffed stuff there again, but he'd already pinned, so it was different. See, that was better, because you did it in a range where he wasn't, you know, where he was actually not there, and that was... It's a hard commitment, man. Yeah. Oh. See, that was good. That was good. Nice catch. But yeah, you're like as Brad said, there's probably a better way of putting it. Is like you are actually just kind of trying to skip neutral. Like you decide, right, I'm gonna be right. It's my advantage state now, but it's not your pick yet. Nice stuff. So I just want you to point out, you see the way that Frog's kind of staying, well, not that time, but he's mostly staying non-committal at the ledge? No, Jackie, you submitted it literally... Jackie, you're behind like a queue of like 9 or 10 people. You're not dead, are you? Oh, wow. I thought that... I'm surprised that 2 frames you. 3 forwards. Surprising amount of damage. See, Frog's getting, like I said, Frog's getting most of his damage because you're running into stuff or you're putting stuff out there that's really risky. Like, you should be really poking away at neutral a lot more than you are here. Like, you don't want to go, like, it's not like you want to just never approach, but it's like you need to confirm that you've hit them. You're good at doing it with down tilt, to be fair. But from the other moves you're not very good at, is that dead? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the key thing is that you're not very good at confirming when you've got a hit or not going completely aggressive. Like when you do like a short hop forward air, you need to do it in a way that's, you know, pressuring them, but not leaving yourself open afterwards. I can count so many times where you did a short hop forward air because you were jumping into him with it. You got punished when really it shouldn't ever be punished. Not really. That just by doing a short hop air dodge, you make them, you know, respect you. So you can kind of like force the game to, you know, dance around a little bit while you do that. He's just difficult. I understand. Like Corrin's a difficult character to play against for the most part because you're not allowed to press many buttons. But there was a time, I think early on, where you decided to just jump into him with a neutral air, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like neutral airs on top of them are fine, but if you jump into them with them. See if I can find the bit. It was somewhere around here. Like yeah, so you ran into it.
Not 27%, but that could have been quite a painful experience. It's a piggy kick. I'm just trying to space it out. Get a feel for when the bow is going to drop his shield, lower his guard.
See, the general trend with this game is that people run into the attacks of the other person. Like he keeps running into your down tilt, you keep running into whatever the hell he's doing. And I feel like that's a pretty good, accurate representation of this set. Like you're both being really aggro when you plays when you shouldn't be really. There you go. Yeah, there, that moment right there. So you're in a let's pause it. Find the moment and pause it. Yeah, there we go. So you're in a position where, yes, Mo, you're late, but it's okay. The VOD will go up. So you're in a position here where there's really nothing going on. Like you know, you're here. Obviously, you've got the back to the you got your back to the ledge, and your effective range is kind of like here. Like you can't really do anything beyond here. Like you've got your down tilt that hits like here. Short hop air dodge or short hop air dodge forward air will hit like there. But there's not really anything else that you can do that's particularly scary. So it's like just kind of need to hold that. And then you've got Corrin on the other end of things, who is obviously here, and they've got a their effective range is different. Like they obviously cover mostly like here with their neutral airs and stuff, and like their general spacing. They can cover a little bit further with back airs, I guess. But the main thing is the pin. This is an amazing drawing. The main thing is the pin that you've got to be worried about, so you don't really want to move into that range. Anything inside there and committing into stuff is pretty dangerous, unless you're going to hit their shield, or just hit them. So at this point, at this range, you're in like a particularly deep game of chess, I guess, where you're not. It's like early game of chess where like there's no pieces are ready to you've not got any pieces that are open to be taken, and neither do they. But you want to move yourself in a way. You want to move your pieces in a way that make it so they are forced to give up something. In like in fighting games, that's more commonly would be like pushing someone in towards the corner or making them overextend. But the difference is that you're kind of overextending without him. You're kind of like going for stuff without him really baiting it, or without really having anything on his part to punish. It would be like moving like a queen or like a rook or a bishop or some like power piece right into their territory, because you think, but you know, this can take that piece if they don't then deal with this immediately. But they're dealing with it. They're like, well, you've just moved your bishop in the way of my pawn, so I'm going to get rid of that now. And like, it's a similar case. Like, you've literally, like, this nair is just, I'm moving my queen right in your face. And then he just hits it and is like, oh, you lost your queen, congratulations. And there's your chess analogy for you. But, like, that's a lot of damage you took. In that position, you really need to be, like, more careful.
A step closer to killing them.
This range right here is one where you don't pressure really. Like you're dancing around. You're trying to make them do something that you can punish, but you're not going completely aggro unless you know that they're going to do something that you can beat. If you know that Frog is now going to try and attack you, or do a Dragon Fang shot or something, then you can do a short up air dodge for there. You can do a short up air dodge behind him and then punish it. But unless you know, or you've reacted to the fact he's done that, you don't want to commit to these things. When I'm playing Ike, I don't commit to stuff like that. If you watch, I don't just run in on people. I'll be spacing fairs and neutral airs, and you want to do a similar thing with your forward air and down tilt. And I'll be trying to bait someone to approach me, so I can then either jab them or down tilt, or hit them with like a retreating back air or something. Mewtwo has a similar game plan. You know, the difference is his combo. You know, his tools are better, and he dies at like 30. But yeah. So that's the key thing I discovered, is that you're just kind of going for it. There's not really any rhyme or reason why. You're the one making the first move, and in a game like this, whoever commits first loses for the most part. There's a whole video, and in fact, I'm gonna put it in the chat because I know the guys. I know you're in here. But it's an absolutely amazing video. The Art of Whiff Punishing by Juicebox. There we go. Footsies. Footsies, the explanation of footsies. Ignore this, like, hilarious stream. But this is a long video. It's nearly an hour long. But I strongly recommend anyone watch that if they're interested in learning how to play neutral. Because even though it doesn't directly apply to Smash, and it's not from Smash, all the concepts are the exact same thing, just slightly applied slightly differently. So that's an amazing video for people to watch. That's my recommended viewing for today. Outside of that, you were very antsy at the ledge. You were going for the same option, like the double jump, shadow ball cancel thing. I understand it's probably safer, but with Corrin's Nair, if they know you're coming, they know you're going to do that, you're just going to cover it. You really need to pay attention to where your opponent is when you're on the ledge, because you need to try and find your way around it. And yet, by the same merit, when you're on the ledge, it's a problem. When you've got them on the ledge, because you're kind of committing to stuff really early, and it's just kind of giving them like they'll see you do something like, oh cool, I can get off this way now. So just be a little bit more conservative at the ledge, a bit more conservative as a whole, actually. Hashtag Brexit. Yeah, other than that, there's not a huge deal wrong. Like once you've got advantage, your conversions are solid. You get a little bit wild with the reads sometimes, but they're normally right. You're just doing them at the wrong time. Anyway, I'm gonna call that there. That was pretty good viewing. Did the link post? I posted it in the chat. I'm hoping that it's showing. I think pop-up chat's been fucking up for a little while. Anyway, if you have any questions for me, ask them in the chat while I load up the next VOD. It's a KMO. It's going to go live. going to go live. Don't worry. But if you have any questions for me regarding anything, ask now while I set up the stream. I'll post it again just in case. There is the link to this video. It's 50 minutes long. It's very recommended viewing. Anyway, you have your other one here. I will leave that for another time if ever I run out of VODs. But now I'm on to Joycey. And we'll get him going.